spawning down in the bottom right for Starlight Twinkle. It is Cham. Cham.
And over here in the top left-hand side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player from Shopify Rebellion. She is Scarlett. And, you know, I was saying I think a lot of people are going to have their opinions on like, oh, who's favored coming into this. I think most people will probably look at this and say, oh yeah, Scarlett's probably favored coming into this. Cham is a good player, but like, can he beat Scarlett all that often? You know, you'd be surprised to learn that yes, Scarlett has a winning edge against Cham and like historically, but Cham has not fared as poorly as I think a lot of people would expect. Like Scarlett's win rate against Cham isn't 80-something% or something. It's like 62% of games Scarlett ends up winning against Cham, which is certainly notable. But in the best of 3, Cham is absolutely capable of actually defeating Scarlett, and absolutely has, even the last couple of times that they played.
Yeah, and not just doing so, you know, in random events. Like Cham knocked Scarlett out of IEM Katowice, I want to say 2023. Is that right? Or 2020? Yeah, 2023. Yeah, Cham knocked out both Harstem and Scarlett.
Yeah.
Kind of the scourge of Shopify in that particular tournament. Yeah, that was a really strong showing from Cham too, because he was not in super amazing form going into that. I know he was saying like, yeah, I haven't played a whole lot, but he was still able to, well, get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, literally just speaking about last year, Cham was 2 for 1 with Scarlett, and there's like one tie because World Team League allows you to go 1-1, and then they just say, yeah, we're good at calling it there on that series. So, 2 for 1, Cham literally has a winning record against Scarlett last year. So, honestly, I do think that he has a pretty solid shot coming into this, even though I think a lot of people might underrate him. And I get it. It's easy to do. Scarlett is Scarlett. It's hard, especially if you're an old school diehard StarCraft 2 fan. It's hard to not just kind of believe that Scarlett can always be like the best, right?
Yeah, because I mean, she has been one of the. I know a lot of people might, you know, take exception to this, but I kind of view her as one of the all-time greats. Like, she has been an extremely strong player in the course of her career. Now, granted, yes, there's been some losses that I'm sure have looked less than ideal, and like not every game looks perfect, but when she is on, and her mechanics have always been absolutely top-notch. And in a matchup like ZVZ that is so mechanically defined, that is a big deal. Now, we got to talk about the game a little bit right here, because Scarlett is not going for a Baneling Nest. She has gone for a very quick Evo Chamber, and she even scouted that Cham went for this quick Baneling Nest of his own. If he applies more than just a little bit of pressure, this is going to be difficult to deal with. But look at this. Starts up a second
Cham go for
gas.
Baneling Nest?
Cham went for the Baneling Nest. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. You know, what? I did the thing where I forgot to swap the nameplates, so I got confused because like the production tabs are swapped with their spawns for me. Sorry, that was my bad.
No worries. We are going to be seeing a second gas and a Roach Warren, which is very much a strong flavor of ZVZ these days. This is a style that most Zergs have kind of adopted and adapted into their play. I would say Solar is the player I think of synonymously the most, but it is still super common to just do this as a very aggressive play with the potential of just macroing out of it. But Scarlett, with her 3-gas Roach, no Baneling Nest, and a very quick +1 missile, I mean, she is going to need to identify that this is coming. Actually, hold on. She's still droning. She has no idea.
This is a little bit scary. I feel like this is just the way that sometimes Cham will win things. I feel like Scarlett gets really smart, really intelligent, and like tries to cut corners and everything. And Cham is just kind of like that bully who will just kind of force his way through on things. He just uses like raw brute force. Yeah.
She just built 4 more drones. Only built a few lings. She had the larva to build enough roaches, I think, to deal with this. But now she needs to panic build a ton of spies. She is over-droned massively. This is going to be such a difficult attack to hold. Now, I like that she goes for the cancel on these Banelings. She saw when they were morphed, so she knows she has time to get them before they finish. but she needs so much more time. This is such a difficult attack to hold. It's 14 roaches to 3 at the moment. Spines are not yet done. Cham gonna get in here, will target down the queens. Roaches popping out on the back. Lings will help a lot here for Scarlett at the moment. The spines are gonna complete. Honestly, Scarlett might still just hold. Oh my god, this is amazing for her. And now she gets away with the most insane greed.
Yeah, and the weird thing about that also is the timing of it is the attack gets pushed back as +1 weapons finishes there.
Yeah.
So Scarlett didn't even need +1 weapons to actually mount the defense. She now has an even larger lead off of that. In a sense, Cham theoretically hit the perfect timing in order to make sure he had the ultimate edge there versus Scarlett in terms of like the timing for the upgrades and everything, where Scarlett had invested all those resources, had not gotten the payoff. Scarlett still managed to make that hold with that and also the worker upgrade or worker advantage.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous hold given the circumstances. Scarlett, okay, she is supply blocked and she's pushing out on the map without roach speed. This is extremely unnecessary, but it might still work out anyways because you got the +1 missile. Transfuse, I think there was only one transfuse that was able to be used. Drones are going to pull into the fight and will go down, but they will allow Cham to hold. I do not know why Scarlett attacked here. I don't know if she misread the game or what, but that was a really ill-conceived attack.
I'm also quite confused about that. I feel like in a world where she was able to trade out maybe a little bit more evenly, I can kind of understand. It's like, okay, either you droned or you made roaches. And if you made roaches, then we trade out evenly. And then I have more drones. I mean, she did have more drones. But Cham also has like more than double the number of roaches that Scarlett does. And he's investing in the Spire. And he's not even that far behind in drones anymore. So I'm also kind of confused by that maneuver from Scarlett.
That just feels like it was, oh no, I got supply blocked, I have to attack. And she built 8 overlords during this. There is going to be overlord speed. Otherwise, this would be the biggest overlord graveyard of all time because the Spire is going to pop out. Cham's going to have the money for like 8, 9 mutas. Actually, it depends what he continues to invest into. Scarlett, though, will have roach speed very soon. And she might just be able to blast through while Cham is trying to go for the mutas. We actually have a dropper lord coming in. I wonder if... Did Scarlett build extra queens? No, she didn't. So she has no read on the mutas right now. I think this is just a let me drop roaches in your base. This is going to be really weird because Scarlett will have the Carapace and she has a massive upgrade lead. And now roach speed is going to complete for her. But... man, the mutas need to snipe down Ravagers very quickly. Cham is so far down in Army Supply. At the very least, he is absolutely going to lose this 4th base. Will there be enough roaches for Scarlett to just blast through before the mutas clean up enough to swing this pendulum?
Yeah, I mean, this is a hard commitment for Scarlett. She is saying these mutas are not going to be able to make the difference. I'm not going to go for a safe trade by just picking off the 4th base. I'm going for the jugular on this. She's killing off a lot of drones over here and is definitely securing a pretty solid worker advantage and everything. But
yeah, she's got this. This is not going to be. This is indefensible now. So it was just past that point of that kind of inflection point. If there was like 10 less roaches for Scarlett or 10 more for Cham, it could have been very different. But with the upgrades being 2-1 versus 0-0 with, you know, Cham not able to snipe down the Ravagers quickly enough, Scarlett's able to blast through. And even with that ill-fated attack that she really didn't need to go for, she was just so ridiculously far ahead. And obviously, Carapace helps so much against the mutas. It nullifies the splash damage so much. Scarlett still ends up preventing that from getting out of place.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. I'd love to get her thoughts more on kind of like the timing of that attack and stuff and getting her rationale. Like you were saying, if it was like the supply block, if she thought that Cham was maybe being greedier, if she was just okay with whatever trade was happening there. But regardless, you can't argue with the results of Scarlett actually still coming out victorious and still being fine after that kind of attack. So we get ready to move into game number 2 onto Oceanborn, and Scarlett just generally looking pretty solid. It was a kind of like, forget the attack that Scarlett did. The attack that Cham did just looked like it was going to be something that was catching Scarlett so off guard, and she was going to really struggle with, but she still managed to mount up the defense at the very last second, scouting the roaches as they were moving across the map. Not before that, was droning up like 15, 20 drones above Cham, and she still managed to hold without even having her weapon upgrade finished. I mean, all of that together, that is what scares me a little bit moving into game number 2 for Cham.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think just the fact that Scarlett went for a build, the build that she did without that Baneling nest, really just set her up into such a phenomenal position. I don't know. That was a very weird game, to say the very least, because you look at that 2-gas Roach Ling Bane attack, and the droning that Scarlett did, that should always be a kill under normal circumstances, but it obviously was not. And now Scarlett finds herself up 1-0, and she is going to start things off with a 13-12. We have spawning up at the top left for the Shopify Rebellion. Well, it's Scarlett. I've already said her name like 4 times.
And down here on the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have the red Zerg player is going to be Cham from Starlight Twinkle.
He is opening up hatch first. Cham does something interesting with his style where he will go hatch pool gas, which means you get your spawning pool out about 3 seconds earlier than normal. Oh, and as I say that, he is doing not the thing he does most of the time. I wonder if he's adapted his build order. I guess it's a moot point now at this point, but it would have been very beneficial against the hatch or the 13-12 because you get your first queens out just a couple seconds earlier. But Scarlett, she is going to be putting on a ton of pressure. Now, we'll see if she ends up leaving 2 drones on gas. And yep, that is going to be the case. So this is not just going to be 2 Banelings and expand. This is going to be a very dedicated attack. And Scarlett sees where her opponent's second Overlord is. Oh, no, wait. Okay.
Go straight under.
She is just going straight across. Yep.
No fear.
That was interesting because she was angled to go around the Overlord and then changed her mind.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when you do try and go around the Overlord, it of course can keep things hidden for a little bit longer. But at the same time, you're also just taking longer to get across the map. And at this point, I mean, we see the reaction from Cham. He was going to basically make, like, the Lings were going to reveal themselves by the time they got to this stage anyways. I guess they're going to make the Lings and the drones anyways and the Queens. So,
yeah.
I don't mind it that much.
It's the thing is, Cham should know that it's not a 12 pool. And of course, he knows for sure now. Banelings are going to morph in behind this. This looks so bad for Cham. Pulling drones makes things really difficult. Scarlett getting this round on a couple of these Lings. Baneling Nest is still not yet done. Scarlett, okay. She is just going to turn around. She knows the timing of the Queen and will kill it. 236, 237 is when that Queen pops out. This is looking so rough for Cham right now. Scarlett, ooh, can she get in here? Nice hold position on those Lings, and a good wall will mean that this mineral line is at least safe for the moment, but Scarlett can just kill the hatchery. She's expanding behind this. Cham is already droning. That is bold. He actually doesn't have any Banelings on the field just yet. Scarlett going to elect to not go into the main. Also, I like this from Cham. He's morphing in Overlords with the Larva at the natural, trying to get some value from them. But this is really dangerous that Cham droned during all this. Oh, we are going to see the Banelings getting in. Spine Crawler. Oh, Scarlett actually moved away from the spine. That was... Huh. Okay, I guess the Banelings of Cham distracted her a little bit there. And Cham will be able to hold, and he's actually going to come out of this with a nice worker lead. Great defensive micro, good evasion of the Banelings by Cham. Scarlett is on 2 hatches, though.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing, is because even though Scarlett has fewer drones right now, she still at least has the hatcheries that she can fall back to, and she's continued to be annoying. I don't think she'll be able to deny that hatchery, even though it would have been really funny if that one Baneling was right on top of the drone as it built the hatchery and, I don't know, got a kill or something, but not going to be the case. And they'll be on even workers now, but Scarlett should just be climbing ahead. Not only that, but having Zergling speed when your opponent doesn't, that is a massive boon.
Yes, it is. And Cham did not drop a creep tumor, so he's not able to slow expand the spine crawler down to the natural. He is going to drop that now, but If Scarlett had gone aggressive with additional Ling Bane, she could have potentially just denied this hatchery again. She's not going to do so. She's going to just, you know, be content with the lead she's already carved out. And I honestly, I'm totally fine with that because it is a pretty solid lead. Like, being up a couple of workers is really nice. She does get supply blocked at 36 for a decent bit, and that slows down her droning significantly. So it's a lead, but it could have even been a bigger lead. Cham going to start up a Roach Warren behind this, and I think we're going to see a very similar type of play from Cham as we saw in game number 1, but off of just less economy and further behind. Scarlett, though, if she doesn't build a Roach Warren of her own, this could still be big trouble.
Yeah, there's not really a ton of options here. I feel like in PvP, there's things like disruptor plays and turtling out and being able to make some magic happen with like a big, you know, Warp Prism maneuver or something along those lines, or like Dark Templar. I feel like ZVZ, it's a lot harder. I feel like there's maybe like Ling run-bys or like a big Baneling connection or something, but it feels a lot tougher to overcome a big economic deficit compared to like PvP or even TVT.
Yeah. Scarlett, though, is still building workers, and Cham is only on 25 drones. He is pumping pure Roach right now. Scarlett is once again in a situation where she does not know what is going on. Her Roach Warren isn't done yet, so even if she did know what was going on, she is not ready to deal with this. Queen's very far off of creep. Will they be able to get back in time? I think so, unless the Lings can cut them off. No, they're going to be able to just barely get back. But Scarlett is in a ton of trouble once again. Is she going to be able to pull off an impossible defense 2 games in a row? She started the spines. She's building roaches, but she does not have the number of roaches in production as she had in the previous game.
She's also supply block right now, so she actually can't make more units until she loses some, or some of those overlords finish up. But spine crawlers, the time is being bought for them right now by these Lings, by these Queens, holding the line over in the natural expansion. Nice morphs over there from Cham to try and buy some time and space, but Bailey's find some pretty big connections, and Scarlett, she's buying herself so much time here.
Yeah, and these spines are going to complete. It is a good concave for Scarlett. Cham will bulldog his way through. Scarlett, I think she should be pulling drones right now. She needs to hold these spines, at least for the moment, and at least buy time for the additional roaches. But if she can hold, she will have this game pretty much wrapped up. Oh, little bit of a miscue right there. Mineral walk through, but it doesn't even matter. She's just so far ahead from the early stage. She is going to be able to easily take this one.